All right, Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, are you getting tired yet? Are you getting tired? I mean, this team is just keeping you on the edge of your seats, but it all ends up with a 4-1 record. Like 4-1 record. They're doing great. And I mean, what is it? 3 games now? All 4 games? I don't know. Last minute field goal, I think, in 3 of them, something like that. And just to watch this team find ways to win. To watch this team have 3 separate offensive coordinators in as many years and watch Baker Mayfield continue to be a top-tier quarterback in the NFL. By the way, not to mention a little storyline of Baker Mayfield versus Sam Darnold, teammates at Carolina after their respective teams failed them, right, in the Jets for one, right, and in Sam Darnold, and the Browns in another, just 2 fledgling franchises that are still fledgling, if that's even a word. I think that's a word. You all understand what I'm saying, right? Hey, we have a star that was born. It's not Baker Mayfield. He's been here, all right? But there is a star that was born for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to talk about him. If you are new to this channel, we love talking about teams that the national media ignores. We're Lions fans. We admit that freely. We have another channel, Sports Talk Detroit. However, we love the NFL and we love these teams because we feel like we've been an ignored team for so long. And so we love talking about it. Uniquely enough, we cover the Bucs and the Seahawks on this channel. We also cover a bunch of other teams like the Texans and the Raiders and most of the NFC South, right? But the Buccaneers is just so interesting because they are a team that seemingly is overlooked every year by everybody, and they just keep winning football games. You have a great head coach, and now you have a quarterback that absolutely works. Apparently, it doesn't matter who starts. And by the way, you're without a phenomenal running back in Bucky Irving. You don't run the ball effectively when he's not there. So Baker's just like, that's fine. I'll just throw for 380 yards. No big deal. So who's the star that is born? All right. And you might be like, no, he's already been born. No, this was his coming out party. All right. This is the man, Emergence of Egbuka. There's nobody there to help him. Chris Godwin, once again, right, gets some targets, all right, but there's not a lot going on. Emergence of Egbuka, for the amount of targets he's received, is doing unthinkable things. To get 7 targets and turn those into 7 catches for 163 yards with a 23.3 yard average on a defense that's been known to have a very good secondary, and a very good defensive-minded head coach in Mike McDonald, to do this is nuts. But it's not just nuts in this one game. It's been nuts all year. He's not doing it with a ton of things going for him. So I want to start showing you some of these things and showing you the names that Emergence of Egbuka is just in the middle of, and show you why I regret so badly not drafting him. Look, I needed a tight end. Okay. And I was in an 8-team league, and it's fun. We start 14, but I needed a number 2 starting tight end. So it came around the turn. It was the 11th overall pick of a rookie draft, and I took Warren for the Colts. It wasn't a bad pick. Like, he's been a really good tight end, but Emergence of Egbuka has been an absolute monster. I just had a lot of depth at wide receiver. Turns out none of those wide receivers are better than him. So with all that being said, let's look at some of these numbers. I want to show you this. When you look at total yards, Emergence of Egbuka is coming in at 445 yards in 5 games. That's a large amount. There's something that's more impressive about this. All right? He has 38 targets. When you look at all the players around him, Puka Nacua, yes, he leads the league. Yes, he has been remarkable. He really, really is. All right? But Puka, what you have to understand, had 62 targets to get done what he's gotten done. All right? Leads the league in receptions, just out of control, on the pace for 170 catches, just in case anyone's wondering. All right? It's actually a little bit more than 170, but just out of control. All right, so he's in a world of his own as far as receptions go. But then 43 targets for Jackson Smith and Jigba, who you got to see on the other side of the ball. Justin Jefferson has 42 targets. Emergence of Egbuka has 38. Amon-Ra St. Brown has 41. Christian McCaffrey, 52. Garrett Wilson, 48. 41 by Quentin Johnston. You need to get all the way down here to Zay Flowers, Cortland Sutton, and Stephon Diggs for guys on the leaderboard that actually have less targets than Emeka Egbuka. What I'm looking at and what I'm amazed by at this is he is producing at the same rate as guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, Justin Jefferson, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, or better. At the same rate or better. That's the amazing thing. His average is better than all of them at 17.8. His touchdown trails only Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is the league leader in touchdowns, in case anybody was wondering. He has along of that. He's breaking away at an elite clip for big plays of 20 or more yards. He has been fantastic. All right, and he's moving the chains at an efficient rate as well. Yak yards. There is nothing that he is doing that is not at an elite level. And he is doing it all in his first 5 games as an NFL player. So you're looking, and I'm looking at this, and I'm saying, okay, all right, I'm just like, what is going on? This is my question for all of you. Is he the number 1 receiver on this team, even when Mike Evans comes back from his hamstring? I don't see Mike Evans tearing into this workload that much. He's doing it with 6 or 7 targets every game. Like, I don't see him going and tearing into that much. Will he knock off what is a for sure Hall of Fame wide receiver? A guy who has been a 1,000-yard receiver every single year of his career in Mike Evans. And can we just have another conversation about Baker Mayfield? Rachaad White, 14 carries for 41 yards, 2.9 yards per carry. Baker Mayfield throws for 379 and 2 tutties. Only gets sacked 1 time. QB rating of 134.7. Right? He should be the player of the week. I mean, it would have been Sam Darnold, but Sam Darnold threw a last-minute pick. Baker didn't. He didn't flinch. And I'm just amazed with Baker because no matter who you throw at quarter or who you throw out there at wide receiver, no matter who's hurt, if Godwin's hurt, if Evans hurt. Remember last year when they were both hurt? Everybody was hurt, and Cade Otton had 2 games where he had like over 100 yards receiving. Just going nuts. Like, these are the kind of things for me that it's just like, this is stardom. This is what phenomenal offenses do. This is what they look like. The majority of the points were scored in the second half. Things got going. You were playing a team that had their passing and running attack going. You still found a way to win. And every wide receiver just produces when Baker Mayfield's throwing to him as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. It's really cool to watch. And Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady at quarterback, an old Tom Brady. I'm not biased. So I'm going to sit here and say Baker Mayfield's playing better football than Tom Brady did when they won that Super Bowl. I understand they had a better defense than they do now. I get that. But there's no reason this team that is battle-tested already, there is no reason this team can't be a threat. They are. They're absolutely a threat, and they are more of a threat than they were last year because they have more weapons on the outside. You play my Lions in not that many games, right? And not that many weeks. I'm not looking forward to that game. I'm not looking forward to Baker Mayfield throwing for 300 to 400 yards. All right, I'm just not. So it's always a battle. Such a cool team to watch. And I have to say, from the outside looking in, I just want those jerseys permanent for the Seahawks and for the Bucs. Like, that game was so aesthetically pleasing to watch. Like, I could just watch that game over and over again. I'm just so thankful there was good football played in it too. So that you're watching these beautiful jerseys from the 90s square off. It's like a battle of the Titans, Clash of the Titans. So cool to watch. All right. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.